Tens of thousands of miles away from the ancient sect site there is a barren mountain. This barren mountain is so thin that it doesn't even have much vegetation and looks extremely desolate. There are few cultivators in such a place because there are no treasures and there is nothing of value, so naturally it does not attract people to explore it. The mountain range is not big, it stretches for more than 10 miles. Similar to the old Dragon Cave Mountain, in terms of scenery and spiritual energy, it is worse than Dragon Cave Mountain. A rainbow light rushed from a distance. When passing through the barren mountain, the rainbow light turned a corner and landed directly into a natural cave halfway up the mountain. The light dissipated, revealing 3 figures. Everyone looked very awkward, covered in blood, as if they had experienced a very difficult battle and were barely alive. The 3 of them are naturally Yongkai and Xiantong and Fei Jitu. The distance of tens of thousands of miles should be safe enough. It's not that Yongkai didn't want to run farther, but Fei Jitu's state was not optimistic now. He didn't dare to delay any longer. This barren mountain just provided them with a place to rest. After rushing into the cave, Yongkai immediately put Fei Jitu down, let him lean on the cave wall, put his finger on his wrist, released a Saint Chi, and checked his injury. Fei Jitu's injuries are the most serious among the 3 of them now. His aura is extremely disturbed, and he seems to have run out of oil. After a while, Yongkai frowned, his face gloomy. Yongkai, old Fei, he. Qiantong was anxious like an ant on a hot pot. He didn't care about handling his injuries and looked at Yongkai eagerly. The situation is not very good. Yongkai replied in a deep voice, and immediately raised his eyes to look at Fei Jitu and asked, Fei City Master, what secret technique did you use? It is so harmful. Ha ha. Fei Jitu laughed miserably. His face was as pale as paper, and he slowly shook his head and said, it's not a secret technique. The old man has not practiced such a heaven-defying secret technique. It's not a secret technique. Could it be? Qiantong's face changed when he heard that, as if he was thinking of something. Yes, when we were captured, the old man took advantage of them not paying attention and took the Yuan Burst Pill under the tip of his tongue. Yuan Burst Pill. Yongkai's expression also changed. As an alchemist, he had naturally heard the name of this kind of spiritual pill. This is a kind of pill with great consequences. Although after taking it the strength of the cultivator can be greatly improved for a short time, but once the effect of the medicine is over, it is bound to cause unimaginable damage to the cultivator. What its rebound is the vitality of the cultivator. This kind of spirit pill is rarely refined by people, and rarely taken, because when taking it you need to have the courage to die. It is no wonder that Fei Jitu can break through it instantly and restore strength even if a restriction is issued. It turned out that he had contained a pill of this kind in his mouth in advance. Yongkai has a clear heart. While talking, the effect of the Yuan Burst Pill seemed to have completely disappeared, and the sequelae followed. Fei Jitu's hair turned white at a speed visible to the naked eye, and even his skin wrinkled and dried. There were many deep wrinkles on his face. The years seemed to flow from him for hundreds of years. Fei Jitu originally appeared to be only in his 40s, just in his prime, but at this moment, he has become an elderly man, looking old and dying. Even his cultivation realm gradually declined, from the 3rd order void return stage state to the 2nd order stage. At another level, he almost fell below this level. Old Fei Qiantong was heartbroken. He has friendship with Fei Jitu for hundreds of years, naturally knew better than anyone where he got the Yuan Burst Pill. When the 2 were young, they had gone out together for experience, and Xiantong sneered at the occasional burst of Yuan Burst Pill. Fei Jitu kept it, but he didn't expect that after 200 or 300 years, Fei Jitu will use it. For a while, Qiantong felt both heartache and guilt. If it was that year. If this explosive Yuan pill was kept by himself, then it is himself who will suffer the effect of the medicine today, and there is no need to watch the life of an old friend pass by but can do nothing. Fei Jitu had been seriously injured, but now the hidden danger of the Yuan Burst Pill has occurred, and when the Blue Jade Bowl was destroyed, his mind was shocked, and it seems that he can't live long. Old Jian, why bother to put on the face of a dead father and mother? Fei Jitu grinned. I know my own situation. This time it's not your fault. My old life has some value. Listen, Old Jian, the Battle Sky Union and Thunder Typhoon sect dare to risk the world's disgrace this time and deal with you and me. There may be some backing behind them. Backing? You mean? Qian Tong frowned. This is just my own guess, but I'm not sure if it's true. Don't rush to take revenge. My Shadow Moon Palace is no better than them. If there is a conflict with them because of this, we will always suffer. The matter of revenge, just leave it to me, Fei City Master, don't worry. Yang Kai said with relief. Hee Jiang Kai, you have a heart. If so, the old man doesn't bother about this anymore. Fei Jitu nodded lightly and fell silent. Qian Tong's eyes were red, and tears flickered in the corners of his eyes. Why does the two of you look like they are parting from each other? Yang Kai couldn't help but chuckle. Although the Fei City Master is seriously injured, he may not necessarily fall. Hearing this, Qian Tong's eyes lit up. Fei Jitu also looked up at Yang Kai in amazement. As he said just now, he knows his own situation. If this time is just a simple injury, it will not be a major problem. It is not a big deal to go back to recuperate for a few years, and it is estimated that he will be cured, but after taking the Yuan Burst Pill, it is different. His own vitality was squeezed, and he couldn't stop the deterioration of his injury at all. As late as 3 to 5 days, or just a few hours later, he would definitely die. Yang Kai, it's this time. Don't joke with the old man. If there is any way to get old Fei back from the death door, you can quickly let go, and the old man will be grateful for your life. Qian Tong said in a hurry, as if drowning. The man grabbed a last straw of hope. Fei Jitu also looked at Yang Kai expectantly. He can live, who wants to die? However, Yang Kai really had a way to save his situation, or was he comforting himself? Naturally, the kid wouldn't dare to make such a joke with the two seniors. Yang Kai nodded sternly, flipped his wrist, took out a jade bottle from the space ring, uncovered the bottle cap, and an aroma instantly diffused. The fragrance entered his nose, and Fei Jitu's pale face suddenly became a little ruddy, and even his sluggish spirit improved. What is this? Qian Tong is also a person who knows goods, and at a glance, he can see that the contents of this jade bottle must be extraordinary, but he doesn't know what it is. Look at its color, white and flawless, like cow's milk. The three great divine waters must be familiar to the two seniors. Yang Kai smiled slightly. What? 3 great divine waters? Qian Tong and Fei Jitu were both shocked. Yes, this bottle contains one of them, life growth wine cream. Yang Kai said, shaking his wrist, and a drop of white life growth wine cream flew from the bottle, floating towards him under the package of his Saint Yuan to Fei Jitu. It's actually the life growth wine cream. Qian Tong was ecstatic. If this is really one of the 3 rumored great divine waters, then old Fei may not die. The biggest reason for his current state is that his vitality is overdrawn, so he can't suppress the injury. If he can replenish the overdrawn vitality, it will be no problem to suppress the injury with his realm cultivation bass. The life growth wine cream is known as one of the 3 great divine waters, and its biggest function is to replenish the power of blood and vitality. It can be said to be the right medicine. Qian Tong is so excited. Fei City Master, open your mouth. Yang Kai said in a low voice. Fei Jitu's face was a little convulsive with excitement, and he didn't hesitate after hearing the words. Open his mouth, and he swallowed a drop of life growth wine cream the size of a fingernail. It melted as soon as it entered his mouth, a flow of heat flowed through the mouth straight to the abdomen, and the vigorous vitality suddenly spread in the body, making Fei Jitu involuntarily energetic. He could not help but close his eyes to urge Saint Yuan to refine the medicine effect. Seeing Fei Jitu's aura became stable at an extremely fast speed, as if he had no life worry, Qian Tong couldn't help but feel a bit of tears, excited for his old friend's escape from death. Yang Kai, your gift is too big. Qian Tong wiped the corner of his eyes and looked at Yang Kai gratefully. The elder is serious. Senior Fei was also implicated by me, and he took the Yuan Burst Pill to help the kid resist the attack. The boy is grateful. A drop of life growth wine cream is nothing. Elder Qian, your injury. The old man is okay. I can resolve the restrictions in my body. I just need to meditate for a few days. As for this arm, it doesn't matter. Although the old man is old, he is also strong. It just breaks. That's it, it will always get better. Well, if that's the case, the elders should start healing. I have some healing pills here. The elders will get twice the result with half the effort. Yongkai said, taking out several bottles from the space ring, and pour out a pill from each bottle. Pass it to Qiantong. Qiantong originally wanted to refuse. After all, as the elder of the Shadow Moon Palace, how could he not have a healing pill on his body? But when he saw the ones that Yongkai took out, he swallowed the words that came to his lips, took them openly, and smiled. You kid has really good things. The old man is disrespectful. Well, the kid will protect the two seniors, and the two seniors can concentrate on healing. Well, you should also take care of your injury. Don't leave any hidden dangers. Soon, the three of them occupied a place in the cave and sat up cross-legged. Fei Zhitu's injury is the most serious, but now he has no life worry. How much he can recover depends on his own ability. Qiantong's injury is not a big problem, let alone Yongkai. With a golden blood, his ability to recover is many times stronger than others, and his physical body is extremely strong, so even if he was hit by those lightning arcs at that time, he didn't actually suffer much damage, and now he only needs to recover slightly. That's it. To be continued. Half a month later, 3 rainbow rays shot out from the cave swiftly towards the horizon, and soon disappeared. After such a long period of recuperation, Qiantong has basically recovered, and so is Yongkai, except Fei Zhitu. Although his life was pulled back from the death door by Yongkai, the sequelae of the Yuan Burst Pill was too great, and now he cannot fully recover. His hair is still white, but his face is very ruddy, and he is no longer the way he was before. And his cultivation realm has finally recovered to the second-order void return stage. The rest will not be able to recover in a short time. At least it will take more than 10 or 20 years before Fei Zhitu can hope to break through to the third-order void return stage. This result is helpless, but it is still there, which is acceptable. However, this increase in cultivation is a restoration, not a real breakthrough. Fei Zhitu will not encounter any bottlenecks, all it takes is time. In time, he will surely recover. The 3 of them were all okay. All together, they all rushed to Flowing Flame Sandfield. Battle Sky Union and Thunder Typhoon Sect tried their best to deal with Yongkai this time. Yongkai had told them that Star Emperor Mountain actually intervened behind this incident. Whether it was Qiantong or Fei Zhitu, they both deeply disturbed. They didn't dare to return to Shadow Moon Palace, for fear that he would be captured there again and giving them the opportunity to threaten Yongkai again. Anyway, in the Shadow Moon Palace, only the 2 of them had some friendship with Yongkai. As long as the 2 of them were not there, they would not be able to fight against Shadow Moon if they want to come to Star Emperor Mountain. Going to Flowing Flame Sandfield is the best choice, where the defenses are solid. Even if the Star Emperor Mountain was going all out, he would never even think they could penetrate inside. When Yongkai came here before, he flew all the way, and he entered the city and purchased training materials on a large scale. Now, unlike the past, he naturally won't waste time on the road. After a lot of teleportation, it only took less than 10 days to reach the periphery of Flowing Flame Sandfield. In the past 10 days, the 3 of them also inquired about the news. Unfortunately, nothing was gained. What happened in Fallen Emperor Mountain that day? No one in the entire Shadowed Star know. However, the 2 headquarters of Battle Sky Union and Thunder Typhoon Sect were suddenly heavily guarded, and news of no entry allowed was raging. No one in the world knows why these 2 giants suddenly reacted this way. Only Yongkai and the other 3 people knew that they were really afraid that they would seek revenge. Preparations are already underway. But can they stop him just like this? Yang Kai sneered again and again. He didn't want to have more troubles. There is not much hatred between Thunder Typhoon Sect and Battle Sky Union. But this time they took the lead in attacking him, and Yang Kai would naturally not let it go. Before leaving the Shadowed Star for a long voyage, it seems that this problem must be dealt with first. Otherwise, Yang Kai would not feel at ease. After all, this voyage could not be completed in a short time. Once he left for too long, God knew what would happen. Outside the flowing flame sand field, in front of the palace where the space law formation connecting the inside and the outside is located, Yang Kai looked gloomy. This palace where the space law formation was placed was actually razed to the ground and could no longer be used. There were a lot of blood stains on the ground, which shows that there was a battle here. The disciples guarding the High Heaven sect here are generally low in strength, and he don't know whether they are dead or alive. Unable to directly use the space law formation to enter the High Heaven sect, Yang Kai could only take out the communication compass and communicate with the inside. Although he can also use the Star Emperor token to enter and exit safely, the protection blessed by the Star Emperor token can only protect one person, and Xianxia and Fei Jitu cannot pass through the blazing area safely. After waiting for less than an hour, a small and exquisite battleship-like thing flew quickly in the heat wave passed through the blazing area, and stopped in front of the three people including Yang Kai. It was the Flying Shark battle shuttle refined before by Yang Yan. The hatch opened, revealing Wu Yi's figure. Yang Kai, you're finally back. Wu Yi's face was a little anxious, and after seeing Qiantong and Fei Jitu, she hurriedly saluted. Go up and talk. Yang Kai gently nodded, and took Qiantong and Fei Jitu onto the Flying Shark battle shuttle. The shuttle door closed and shook slightly before galloping inside at a very fast speed. Who destroyed the space law formation? Was the guard disciple killed or injured? Yang Kai asked when he entered. It's not clear exactly who destroyed it, but the guard disciples were injured a little, and it was not a major problem. A dozen or so days ago, a group of uninvited guests suddenly came to Flowing Flame Sand Field and attempted to occupy the space law formation. Fortunately, the disciples' eyes and hands quickly triggered the self-destructive formation that Yang Yan had arranged before, and then teleported back. And that's alright. Yang Kai nodded gently. The High Heaven sect now has few disciples. They are all cultivator who had left the Heike family with Wu Yi. They supported each other and walked all the way to this day. If there are casualties, the disciples are sure it will be very sad. Yang Kai, do you know who wants to be against my High Heaven sect? Wu Yi asked angrily. It's probably the Battle Sky Union and Thunder Typhoon sect. Yang Kai said lightly. Them? Wu Yi's pretty face changed slightly. Why should they deal with us? We haven't offended them. Little girl, you should understand the truth that everyone is innocent and guilty. You really didn't offend them, but if they covet your things they will naturally start something. Yang Kai went out this time and was besieged by them. Qiantong sighed aside. They are so courageous. Wu Yi yelled, her pretty face stern. My High Heaven sect is in the corner of the world, and there is no dispute with the world, so they just thought that we are easy to be bullied. It seems that there is no need to give them face anymore. Yang Kai and the others all looked at her in amazement. Fei Jitu caressed his palm and smiled. The little girl is young and has great ambition. She deserves to be the person next to Yang Kai, courageous. Wu Yi's pretty face blushed when she was praised, and she whispered, the younger generation just talks casually. It depends on the sect master what to do. Seniors don't have to laugh at the younger generation. Naturally, I want to teach them. Yang Kai snorted coldly. If you have grudges, you have to get revenge. There is nothing more to say. Wu Yi's expression was shocked. An hour later, the shuttle stopped in the High Heaven sect square, and a group of people walked out from the inside. Yang Kai asked Wu Yi to arrange for Qiantong and Fei Jitu to rest, and walked to Beiwahu by himself. He is going to see Yixian. He wants to ask for some advice. In Beiwahu, Yixian is taking care of the flowers and plants. She has reached the peak of her strength and can no longer cultivate anymore. The suppression of the laws of the shadowed star world prevents her from breaking through the Void King realm, but she has reached the limit of Void Return stage. No matter how hard she cultivate, it won't help. So usually, she is doing trivial things that are not important, honing her mind, hoping that one day she will be able to break through to the Void King realm. Her temper has always been indifferent. Sect Master is back? Yixian's words passed before Yongkai had walked over, and he had obviously been spotted. Yongkai nodded lightly and went straight to her side, seeing that she was trimming a plant. Is this trip going smoothly? Not too good. Oh. Yi Zhaijin turned her head. What happened? I was ambushed. Yongkai twitched the corner of his mouth, and briefly recounted what happened in Fallen Emperor Mountain. Are you saying that Star Emperor Mountain was behind this incident? Yixian's pretty face was slightly cold. Yes, but it doesn't matter. No matter who the enemy is, if they dare to provoke me, I won't make them feel better. The sect master is a man. Naturally the grievances and grudges are clear, and he is willing to grudge. I'm here this time. Just ask, is there a bead-like secret treasure in Star Emperor Mountain? It can split countless time, and it is of thunder attribute. Sect Master is talking about Nirvana Thunderbead. Yi Zhaijin frowned slightly. Are you attacked by this secret treasure? Yes, almost dead. Yongkai had some lingering fears. When he thought of the power of the secret treasure, he felt a little drumming in his heart. He had never seen such a powerful secret treasure. Is it called Nirvana Thunderbead? Is it a Void King grade artifact? It's not a Void King grade. To Yongkai's expectation, Yixian slowly shook her head, put down the scissors in her hand and straightened up, as if she was caught in the memory. It took a while before she moved lightly and moved towards the stone pavilion. Walked and said, Sect Master, come and talk. Yongkai followed closely. In the stone pavilion, the two were seated separately. Yixian personally poured a cup of tea and pushed it in front of Yongkai. Then she stroked her hair and said, the sect master can retreat under the Nirvana Thunderbead. It is really no small thing. I seem to underestimate you. It's just luck. The Nirvana Thunderbead has such great power. Isn't it a Void King grade artifact? Yongkai took a sip of his tea and looked at her suspiciously. It is the treasure of Star Emperor Mountain. It has surpassed the level of the Void King grade. It is the Emperor treasure. Emperor treasure? Yongkai raised his brows. The great Emperor's secret treasure. Yes. Yixian nodded lightly. No way. Yongkai changed his color in amazement. He had seen Emperor treasure, and the 3 flame rings was also an Emperor treasure. It's a pity that Yang Yan only collected 1 of the rings of fire that day, and the remaining 2 still lay on the ground of the shadowed star, forming a forbidden area like the flowing flame sand field, becoming the strongest protection of the High Heaven sect. Nirvana Thunderbead is a good Emperor treasure, but with the strength of those in Star Emperor Mountain, it is impossible to use its power at all. Even if I use it myself, I can't display its power. The achievement is so terrifying. Yongkai changed color in amazement. Well, the power of the Emperor treasure is not what you and I can imagine. Moreover, with a low level of cultivation forcibly urging the Emperor treasure, you also need to pay a big price. After that person attacks you with the Nirvana Thunderbead, isn't the orb become sluggish? Indeed. That's it. If he can urge all the power of Nirvana Thunderbead, then the Void King realm can easily be killed in seconds, let alone the sect master. Yongkai looked shocked. This time, if Fei Jitu hadn't blocked him with a blue jade bowl at a critical moment, he must have been seriously injured. This time he could escape by luck. What about the next time? To be continued.